Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your 9:30 a.m. Selfless Service yoga class from the beautiful Jamie Neal's Beach House. Thank you for letting me stay here with you. I'm so excited. We're going to have so much fun. I drove all day yesterday, so today's class we're going to be on the mat the whole entire time. We're going to be stretching. We're going to be sitting with each stretch while we're doing it. I've got some awesome music going on the TV in the background, so just so you guys know, I do this all the time, and it might help with your anxiety and finding releasing stress and anxiety and finding some peace and calm. On the TV over here, if you go to YouTube and you type in God frequency, it just plays this frequency music that changes the energy wherever you're at. It changes the energy in your body. It changes the energy in your home. And this particular one is Jason Stevenson. He's an English dude who does some meditations on YouTube, and I really like him. I don't do a lot of his stuff, but I do really like these God frequency meditations. It's just a very soothing music. Put it on when you go to bed at night. That way, it's doing it all night long, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. We're always staying out of there anyway. So it's always a nice thing to help break up the energy. Maybe you have a stagnant energy, and this will help open that up. That is playing in the background. So let's come on down to the mat. Hi, Pat. And then let's come down onto the mat. You are going to need today a strap. Again, I drove all day yesterday to get to Oregon. I'm going to be here for a little bit. So, again, today we're just going to do a lot of stretching and really holding into the stretches. And you're going to need a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, try to find something, I don't know, like a dictionary. And then let's just have those off to the side because we're going to need those for a minute. And then let's just pull some energy and some white light through the body before we get started. Denise, I love you. Happy day. Namaste. I have something for you, and I was going to give it to you before I came to Oregon, but I didn't get the opportunity to do that. So remind me that I have something for you the next time I see you. Okay, you need a block and you need that strap. Let's pull some energy through the body. This is Sadie Rotten Booger Face Jackson. I brought her with me this time, and she won't leave my side. So we'll see if she's gonna sit over here or she's gonna lay in her bed. Hopefully she lays in her bed. Okay, let's stretch. Let's find some energy. So let's just roll those shoulders back. Let's start in seated mountain pose and just roll the shoulders back and take the fingers spread wide out to the side. And just pause. Taking the sound of the music in the background. Maybe you can connect with the ethereal flow of the music and move it like you are moving energy within the body, just kind of moving around, maybe hitting the side of the body and maybe smoothly going over to the other side, kind of like a pinball in a pinball machine, and just kind of feel that energy moving around. Take a moment and look through the skins of the eyes and take notice of any energy moving around, any colors fading in and out. And then maybe just observe the thoughts of the mind, and remember again that those are just the thoughts of the mind. It's the workings of the mind. You're not those thoughts. You're the observer of those thoughts. You're that God source energy observing the workings of the mind. And then just pay attention to the movement of the body. Maybe as you inhale, the shoulders slightly rise. Maybe as you exhale, the shoulders slightly lower. Maybe you can feel the front and the back of the body expanding out on an inhalation. Maybe you can feel the sides of the body expanding out to the left and the right on an inhalation. Always bringing everything into the core, towards the spine, the belly button, into the spine on those exhalations. And as you sit in your stillness, just observe. Observe the breath. And again, going back to the thoughts, if those thoughts are taking you away from the present, and breathing and staying out of the thoughts of the mind, just kind of watch them like a silent movie. Don't engage with them. Don't speak back to them. Just kind of allow them to flow in and out. And then let's try to find that Ujjayi breath. As you bring it in through the nose, bringing it down the esophagus and into the belly, you're going to feel the belly expanding out on your inhalation. Feel that pause at the top of the breath where you're neither breathing in or breathing out. And then exhale, gently bringing everything into the core, nice and slow. Feel that pause at the bottom of the breath. And then move back into that deep inhalation. As you move into those deeper inhalations, taking in more oxygen, maybe direct the oxygen to the top of the nose and bring fresh oxygen up into the brain. You might feel a little lightheadedness, keeping the eyes closed, still watching the energy as you look through the skins of the eyes. Let's take 11 deep breaths together here. Taking those nice deep breaths in, not worrying about the count of the breaths as I'm worrying about the counts of the breath, and just focus on my direction. Exhaling fully and completely, letting everything come into the spine. Maybe notice any emotions rising up, allowing them to come to the surface, just observing them, don't engage. We take that 11th breath here, the deepest breath of the morning, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. Gently press the fingertips into the mat. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, bring the hands up over the head. As you exhale, bring the hands to heart center into prayer position. Let's take those hands at heart center and just take them 6 to 12 inches apart in front of the heart. You can feel, you can stay with that breath as you inhale and exhale, being very mindful. And then feel the energy here. As you pull the energy, pull the hands apart, you can feel that energy spreading. As you bring the hands closer together, you may feel more heat in the center of the palm. You may feel the fingertips tingling. You can feel that energy like you're pressing it together. And just feel it go back and forth. As you feel it in the hands, feel it in the chest and the heart. As you direct your awareness, as you take the hands apart, you can feel that chest bone opening, moving into the heart, opening up the heart. As you bring the hands together, feel it closing, opening and closing in that chest plate. And then bring the hands about 4 inches apart here and make a circular motion here, taking them in a circular motion. You can feel that energy. Take it in the slow motion in the opposite direction. It feels like you're holding the back of 2 magnets together. You can still continue by keeping your awareness at the chest, feeling that energy moving out from the hands and into the heart as you take them back and forth in opposite directions here. And then back and forth in front of the heart. And then bring your hands to heart center. Bow the head, dipping the chin towards the chest, and just feel gratitude for this moment. Feel gratitude for a healthy body. Feel gratitude for the energy moving through the body. Show gratitude for the lack of thoughts. And then let's just soften the hands. Let's take the right hand to that left knee and just roll your left shoulder, looking over your left shoulder. Angel body. And then come back to center. Take your left hand to that right knee and just roll your right shoulder. Look over your right shoulder. And then come back to center. We're going to start, before we move into our stretches, we're going to start with that block. So let's take that block. You're going to come all the way down onto your mat. We'll probably do this a couple of times. Lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. Bring the heels close to the glutes. We're just going to take that block long ways. Lift the hips towards the sky like bridge pose. And then you're just going to take that block on that flat part of the sacrum, just underneath the waist. You can heel toe the feet out slightly to the side. If that feels good, you can take the palms face up. You can always take those legs out to straight. If you want, I don't know if I can, I'm pretty sore from yesterday. Take those, and then bring the hands up over the head if that feels good. Or otherwise, just stay with the knees bent, palms face up, and just allow the hips to open. Maybe lift the legs up off of the mat if that feels good. There's so many different options. You can be still, or you can find movement. Maybe take the legs up to the sky if that feels good. That actually feels good. I also like to bring my big toes together and just take the knees out to the side. Nice deep breaths. Squeeze the glutes, lift those hips up off of the block. Let's just gently take that block off to the side. One vertebra at a time, slowly lower all the way down. Let's bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug, making little circles to the left and the right on the lower back. And then let's roll the body up. Let's take that block to the top of the mat. If you don't have the block at the top of the for the top of the mat to open up the chest, you can find a seated position and you can roll those shoulders back, and then just walk the hands a little bit closer together, bringing those shoulder blades together, resting the head in between the shoulder blades for a chest opener there. If you have the block, you're just going to gently lower down over that block, down the center of the spine, in between those shoulder blades, and just allow your head to melt off the back of that block. The lower body is lying comfortably on the mat. Maybe take the toes out to the side, fanning the toes out to the side, relaxing. And just feel the chest opening. Maybe feel an energy line from your heart center, from the universe up above, into your heart, into the body, into the block, and into the earth. Maybe create roots below you like a tree. Feel the breath. Take in the healing sounds of the music. And then let's just gently come up out of that chest opener, whichever one you decided to take. Let's take the block off to the side. Let's come onto our mat and let's find some stretch. Again, we're going to hold these for a little bit. So take those legs out into a V shape. Maybe press yourself up and forward into your edge, and then just flex your toes back and forth here. Point the toes and flex the toes, and maybe roll the ankles out in a circular motion. And then roll them in the opposite direction. And then flex the toes towards the face enough so that you bring those heels up off the mat. You're squeezing those muscles to the bone. You're sitting up nice and straight. We're going to bring the hands up over the head. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, relax your legs slowly, mindfully coming forward, taking your time. Maybe once the hands touch, maybe soften at the elbows, allowing the body. So we're just feeling the body melting forward. As you start to feel that resistance in the hamstrings or whatever parts of the body, maybe the lower back, you're just going to soften it with your awareness of that resistance. You're just going to allow the body to gently melt forward. You can play with this pose by, on your inhales, flexing the toes towards the face, squeezing the muscles to the bone, reaching out through those heels, and on your exhalations, just softening it, allowing yourself to relax even deeper. You can keep those hands out in front of you. You can take the hands out to the ankles, or you can bring the hands back behind you. I like to bring with my palms face up, back behind me, and then just allow gravity to do its work. Again, as you inhale and exhale, you can flex those muscles to the bone. That creates more resistance. It brings everything in nice and tight. And then as you exhale, you soften it, and it allows you to go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Then maybe with the hands out in front of you or out to the ankles or back behind you, maybe you reached a spot where you feel like you can't go anymore. Maybe change the position of your hands and see if that allows you to go deeper. One day that nose and forehead will come to touch as you soften and lengthen those muscles and tendons and tissues. Bring those hands to a comfortable position just in front of you and gently press through the palms of those hands slowly. Feel the hamstrings coming back into themselves. Smile up the top because it feels good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then let's gently bring that left foot to the inside of that right thigh. We'll inhale up at center, twist at the waist towards that right foot, and then take one hand on either side of the right foot as you bring the nose towards the knee. Maybe lift the hip and replant it as you gently melt yourself forward. Nice deep breaths on the inhale. Feel the body expanding like a balloon. As you exhale, feel the body melting into itself like you're melting into a mattress as you gently melt towards that knee. And then let's take those hands to the outside of that right leg or that right foot. As you do, you're going to lift your left shoulder. You're going to look underneath your left armpit. Maybe release your right hand and lift your left shoulder a little higher. What we're doing here is we're taking deep breaths into that left upper rib cage and that left lower back. As we inhale, we'll feel that expansion. We'll lift that shoulder just slightly, slight tiny movements. As you exhale, you're going to relax your left knee and your left hip towards the floor. You can keep that hand to press that shoulder up if that helps. You can keep it on the outside of that right foot, or you can bring it palm face up in front of you and dropping that right shoulder. So as you inhale, breathe deeply into that left upper rib cage, left lower back. As you exhale, maybe drop your right shoulder, lifting your left shoulder, going deeper as you relax the left knee and the left hip towards the floor. Take deep breaths here. And then let's take those hands, to the outside of that right leg or that right foot. You're gonna rest your left ear on your left shoulder, left bicep as you lean forward, lifting your right hip up and pressing it back here. Take nice deep breaths. And then we're just going to bring that nose towards the knee. As you do, bring that nose as close to the knee as you can. And then maybe slide the hands up that right leg nice and slow. Let's take a deep breath up at the top. As you exhale, lean over to your left. Take that right leg back, point that right toe away, sitting up nice and straight here. And then we're just going to gently take the hands out in front of us. As you do, you can press away from the palms of the hands, pressing the hips towards the heels. And then walk the hands all the way over to the left, taking those deep breaths in, melting into that right shoulder, pressing away from the palms of the hands on those exhalations, sending the hips towards the heels. And then walking the hands back to center, taking the hands all the way over to the right. Gently press away from the palms of the hands, hips towards the heels, leaning into that left shoulder, taking those deep breaths. And then let's gently walk the hands towards the body. We'll get another chest opener here as we come up to center. Roll those shoulders back. Let's stay up on the fingertips, thumbs pointing towards the knees as the fingertips point away from the back of the body. Roll those shoulders back. Maybe walk the hands a little bit closer together. And then rest your head in between the shoulder blades, taking deep breaths, feeling an energy line from the universe up above, coming into the heart center, lighting up the body from the inside out, and then moving that white light into the earth below you. And then slowly come back up to center. As you do, look over your left shoulder. Hi. And then come back to center, look over your right shoulder. And then come back to center. We're going to take our hands back behind us. Lean, maybe bend the elbows. Let's keep the fingertips pointing towards the knees. That will help. Bend the elbows a little bit. Lift the hips up off the mat. Take the right hip up. Come back to center and then replant. If you'd like, you can stay right here. We're stretching out that right, top of that right thigh and that right ankle. You can stay right here. If you want to go deeper, lower down one forearm at a time. Once you come down to those forearms, lift the hips towards the sky. Right hip comes up. Come back to center, replant. You can stay right here, maybe dip the head back. Full expression. Lower yourselves all the way down onto the mat. As you do, bring the hands up over the head. Maybe roll those shoulders a couple of times. Feels good. And then reach out through those hips. Lift the right hip up, reaching out through that right knee, and just feel the stretch here. And then let's slide the upper body as far left as you can. Hands up over that head. Feeling that stretch from that right knee. Maybe lift the right hip up a little bit. Feeling it all along that right hand side. And then slide the body back to center. Take the body all the way over to the right. As you do, hands up over the head. Feel that stretch all along that left hand side. And then bring the body back to center. And then from center, gently release your right leg out to straight. Take your left leg out to straight. Flex your toes towards your face, squeezing the muscle to the bone of the legs. Bringing those heels up off of the waist. So we're going to put, bringing the toes closer to the knees. So we're squeezing from the waist all the way down to those toes. Bring the toes closer to the knees, squeezing the muscle to the bone as tight as you can. Maybe feel the toes fanning out to the side as you squeeze. Hold on to your squeeze pants, wearing them for 3, 2, 1. Relax, release, taking off those squeeze pants. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then walk the hands or the feet towards the body. Roll over onto your right hand side. You're going to slowly come all the way around. Right foot comes into the inside of that left thigh. You're going to inhale up at center. Twist at the waist towards that left foot, and then take one hand on either side of the left foot as you bring the nose towards the knee. Maybe lift the hip and replant it as you gently soften the body, bringing that nose one day towards the knee to touch the knee. Take that right hand to the outside of that left leg or left foot, lifting your right shoulder, looking underneath your right armpit. Maybe lift your right knee up a little bit and then replant it. Finding a comfortable spot, you can bring that left hand to lift that right shoulder up. We're going to breathe deep into that right upper rib cage, right lower back. As you exhale, you're going to relax your right hip and your right hip towards the floor. So inhale here, lifting that right shoulder, taking those deep breaths, feeling that expansion of the right side of the body, that rib cage. And as you exhale, maybe soften your left shoulder a little bit, lifting your right shoulder, softening your right knee and your right hip towards the floor, and just breathe. Take your hands to the outside of that left leg or left foot. Right ear will rest on that right bicep as you lean forward, lifting your left hip up and pressing it back here. Allow the body to melt forward. Feel the resistance. Relax and breathe into it. And then bring your nose back towards that knee. Always aware of the breath. And then gently slide the hands up that left leg. We're going to lean over to the right. As you do, take that left leg back, point that left toe away, sitting up nice and straight here. We're going to open up the chest once again. Excuse me, this time. Fingers pointing towards those knees. So we're going to roll those shoulders back, press into the palms of the hands, walk them slightly together. And then as you do, press into the palms of the hands, lifting the chest towards the sky. Rest the head in between those shoulder blades. Feel an energy line from the sky up above, moving into the body, lighting it up from the inside out. See the palms of the hands slowly coming all the way back up. We're going to, I gotta fix my arch, my left foot. Hold on just a second. Let me rub it out. And then we're gonna come back to center. As you do, you're gonna walk your hands back behind you. Lift those hips up once again. Left hip comes up, right. And then come back up to center. Come all the way down. You can stay right here. If you wanna go deeper, you're gonna gently come down one elbow at a time. Once you're down on those elbows, lift the hips and then replant them back down. You can stay here, maybe tip the head back. If you want full expression, lowering yourself all the way down. Hands up over the head. We're reaching out through that left knee, feeling that stretch in the top of the left thigh and that left ankle. If you find that your left knee comes up, you can always stick a pillow or blanket or a block underneath it to press the knee into it until you have more flexibility to take a full expression. And then let's walk the upper body all the way over to the right. Feel that stretch all along that left hand side. Maybe drop the left shoulder a little bit. And then slide the body back to center and take it all the way over to the left. Hands up over the head. Maybe lift the hip and replant it. Nice deep breaths. And then we'll bring that upper body back to center. Let's gently take that left leg out to straight. We'll take that right leg out to straight. We'll put on our squeeze pants once again from the waist down. Flex the toes towards the face. Reach out through the heels. Feel those hamstrings tight as you flex out through the heels. Toes come closer to the knees as you squeeze the muscle to the bone and the legs and the glutes. Feel everything as tight as you can from the waist down. They are the nicest, sexiest squeeze pants you've ever had. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, relax, release that resistance in the legs. Feel the pants coming off, wiggle it around. And then let's just gently roll all the way around. Come all the way up. We're gonna bring the bottoms of those feet together for a seated butterfly. We'll grab onto our toes, bring the heels in as close as you can. Grab onto those toes. Once you have them, take the knees towards the mat, sitting up nice and straight here. Maybe drop the shoulders towards the floor a little bit. And maybe take the neck to the left and to the right. And then focusing on our butterfly pose. Hold on to those toes. Take those knees towards the mat. Let's take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring the body forward. Take those elbows out and around like you're getting a cat-like stretch across the shoulder blades. You're taking the knees towards the floor. And we're just going to breathe into it. As you exhale, soften the body, relaxing the knees towards the floor. Feel the resistance in the lower back. Maybe as you take your awareness there, you soften that resistance and allow the body to soften a little bit further forward. And then slowly come up as you do. We're going to come around all the way around onto the mat for our frog pose. We're going to take those knees out nice and wide. Bring those hands in front of you, shoulder length apart. Once you take the knees out nice and wide, look back and line up your knee with your ankle with the foot squared flat to your mat. So if your foot's square, if you were up against the wall, it would be up against the baseboard of the wall. Keep those hands shoulder length apart. Tuck the pelvic bone backwards. You want to feel a C curve in your lower back. If you don't have a C curve in your lower back, you're tucking it in the wrong direction. Set the hips towards the heels. Let's take some deep breaths in here, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. So keep this breath. Add the awareness of the body. This is the magic of the frog pose, is we don't have to force ourselves down into it. We can breathe ourselves and soften ourselves into it while we're being kind to our body. So Take your awareness to the breath. Inhale through the nose. Feel the belly up. Feel it dropping towards the floor. So we're doing the opposite of what we do all day. We're holding in our stomachs. We're letting our belly soften towards the floor. On our inhalations, you're feeling those glutes expanding away. As you exhale, you're going to draw everything into the core. Bring the belly button into the spine. Squeeze that muscle in between the legs. And then inhale, moving back in with the breath. With those arms close to the rib cage, you're going to bend those elbows and you're going to slowly press yourself back as you bring your left ear towards the floor, setting the hips towards the heel. Feel the resistance. Get acquainted with your body. Feel the lower back. Relax it. Feel the glutes. Feel that resistance on the inner thighs. Breathe into it. Elbows in tight, gently press through the palms of the hands, slowly coming up like a slow motion push-up. You can build upper body strength here. Bend those elbows, slowly bringing the right ear all the way towards the floor, hips towards the heels. Elbows in tight, gently pressing through the palms of the hands, slowly coming all the way up. As you do lean slightly forward, bring those big toes together. Let's take tadpole as you set the hips all the way towards those heels and then lower the body all the way towards the floor, third eye to the mat. And then let's just gently walk the hands towards the body. As you come in close, press through the palms of the hands to help lift the body back together. We're going to come around to the back of the mat. We're going to take a tortoise pose. Coming onto the mat, we're going to sit onto those heels. We're going to squeeze those thighs together. After this, I like to cross my big toes. Let's find some breath. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, bring the hands up. This time, bringing the palms together, crossing those thumbs. We're going to walk those biceps up the ears, lengthening. Rock the body side to side. Inhale, reach up. On your exhale, hinge at the waist. The belly button comes into the spine. Bring your nose as close to those knees as you can. Pinky blades touch the mat, sliding them forward. Maybe roll those shoulders out, opening up the shoulders here. As you press the hips towards the heels, reaching out through those fingertips and breathe. We're squeezing the thighs. It's an active pose. You're squeezing the thighs together as you press the hips towards the heels, reaching out. Third eye comes to the ground. Maybe lift the wrists, just the wrists up off of the mat. Engage the core. Squeeze the thighs. Slowly rise all the way up. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, hands down to the side. Let's get a couple cat-cows. So come, bring the hands forward into tabletop position. Knees underneath the hips. Tops of the feet onto the mat. Let's tap them out. And then curl the toes and roll the toes back and forth like you're painting the mat with your toes. Take the heels out to the side, getting the inside of those pinky toes. Bring the heels together, getting the inside of those big toes. Come to center, curl the toes at center, sit all the way back onto the heels. Take the hands around to spread those toes even wider as you press into the toes and the balls of the feet, maybe sliding the knees slightly forward. Hands up over the head, maybe take a little back bend, hands back down to the side. Let's come all the way back into our tabletop, knees underneath the hips, eyes of the elbows forward as you place those shoulders over the wrists. Whenever we're down on the hands like this, to protect your hands in every pose, gently press into those fingertips. Utilize that muscle underneath the pinky and the thumb. Create space underneath those pinkies. All of those adjustments protect the wrists on an inhale. You're going to drop the belly and look up for cow pose. And then exhale, bring an inch into the chest, belly button, into the spine. Press firmly through the palms of those hands, going deep into those shoulders. Maybe rock back and forth. And then on an inhale, drop the belly. Come up, cow pose. Exhale in. Inhale up. Exhaling in. Inhaling up. And then exhale. Let's meet back in our tabletop position. We're going to make figure eights with our body. Take that left hip over that left heel, circling around to that right heel, crossing the body to the left wrist and then the right wrist. Taking it back to that left heel, right heel. Left wrist, right wrist, and back. Maybe visualize the energy in the white light creating that figure eight with the body. And then we'll gently come back to center. Let's take it in the opposite direction. That right hip will go over the right heel, circling around to the left, crossing the body to the right wrist and then the left wrist, taking it back to that right heel, left heel, right wrist, left wrist, and back. And then let's come to center. Let's come all the way down for dolphin pose. Come onto those forearms. Take the fingers spread wide. Let's give the wrists a little break. Let's curl those toes and take the hips towards the sky for dolphin pose. Head and neck are relaxed as you look back between the legs. Walk the feet slightly towards you. Press the heels towards the floor as you set the hips towards the sky. Try to bring that belly button closer to those thighs as you press away from the forearms. And then feel the stretch here. The head will come deeper in between those shoulders. Just a little bit. Make adjustments. And then we're going to take the gaze to look in between the forearms. Melt your heart towards the floor. Feel a little divot down the center of the spine in between those shoulder blades. So if you have water, you can place it at the top and let it pour down towards the neck. And then gently bring the knees towards the mat, toes together. Third eye to the mat, child's pose here. Relax, breathe. And then let's gently come forward. We're going to come all the way down onto the mat. As you do, we're going to take baby cobra. So bring the nose to the mat. Bring those hands underneath those armpits or next to those pecs. Elbows come in tight, just like a grasshopper. You're going to zip up those legs as you press into the tops of the feet. As you press into the tops of the feet, the knees come up off the mat. So the lower body is off the mat. The elbows are in tight. Feel a little resistance in your lower back as you start to lift up. Elbows are coming in. Let's gently, slowly bring the head all the way up and take a couple breaths here in our baby cobra. Feel the breath. The breath is what's creating the resistance. You're still pressing into those tops of those feet, reaching out through those toes, elbows in tight. Bring the chin towards the chest, lengthening the spine. Elbows come in, feeling your baby cobra here, and then soften the legs. Press into the palms of the hands. Come all the way up into a king cobra. Rest the head back. Maybe curl the toes. Maybe uncurl the toes. Bend the left elbow. Come back to center. Bend the right elbow. Come back to center. Bend the both elbows, slowly lowering all the way down as you touch the mat, nose to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, baby cobra once again. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, melt into it. Inhale, press through the palms of the hands, coming all the way up into that king cobra. Press back, child's pose. Third eye to the mat. Relax, breathe, deep breaths. And since we're here, let's just keep that left hand forward and take that right arm underneath with that right palm face up. Maybe roll that right shoulder slightly around, feeling the stretch here, resting your head over that right shoulder. Maybe lift the head just slightly and look over your right shoulder. Come back to center, staying in that child's pose. Take that right hand out to straight. Left hand will come underneath. Maybe roll that left shoulder just a little bit as you rest your head over that left shoulder. Nice deep breaths. Lift your head just slightly and look over your left shoulder. And then bring your head back to center. Let's gently release that left arm. We're going to take our right leg forward. So we're going to bring the right knee, our right knee forward. We're going to take a lazy pigeon to start. So you're going to fall off onto that right hip. You're going to point your right toe. And then you're going to square off the hips here. And you're just going to lower down over that left leg. You can take the hands out in front of you. You can keep the hands, palms face down next to the side. Whatever feels best to you. Again, nice deep breaths. And just paying attention as we go through these different forms of pigeon. As you inhale, you're feeling the belly up with air. You're feeling it press into the inside of that right thigh. You're feeling that resistance as you exhale. You're just melting deeper, infinitely, with each exhalation, going deeper and deeper into the body. And then bring those hands on underneath each shoulder. Gently press through the palms of the hands, slowly coming up. Let's feel a little stretch here. Walk the hands towards the body. Press into the top of that left foot, reaching out through that left toe, dropping your left hip just a little bit, and then relaxing it. We're going to take king pigeon. Press through the palms of the hands. Come onto that right shin. You're going to place that right heel on that muscle in between the legs, and then you're going to walk the hands towards the body. Here you have a couple of options. You can use your hands as like a kickstand to help hold the balance. You can roll those shoulders back, bring the hands up off of the mat. Maybe rest the head in between the shoulder blades, finding some balance here. Maybe see what it feels like to press that left hip towards the floor, squeeze that left glute. And then slowly walk the hands forward. We're going to take full expression of pigeon. So fall onto that right side. You're going to take your right foot up and you're going to bring it up in alignment with your right knee. So this might be awkward for some people, but just remember that your leg is still in the same direction. It's on a hinge joint. It can only go that one way. So it's still doing that. So if you can see, I'm way off to the right. So in order for me to square off my hips, I need to press into the palms of my hands to lift myself up. See how high I need to come up off of that to get my hips squared? So today I'm going to use a block. You can use a blanket or a pillow. You're going to place it long ways underneath that right thigh, and then you'll just gently melt down over that right leg. We're going to play with the pose here a little bit. Just soften the head and neck with the elbows down in front of you if you can do that. If you can't and you're still up here, you can still do all of these same adjustments. And then you're just going to press into the top of that left foot, bringing that left knee up off the mat. See how it affects the body. Soften it back down. And then we're just going to soften over that right leg, moving into our breath here. Inhaling through the nose. Feel the belly pressing into that right inner thigh, opening up that psoas on the outside of that right leg. Exhale, just relaxing into it. If you have sciatica, this is your best friend. Staying out of the thoughts. Just feel the breath. Feel how the body melts into itself a little bit deeper with each exhalation.
press into the top of that left foot, bringing that left knee up off the mat. Feel how it draws the body slightly forward. Relax the left leg back down. Breathe. And then let's gently walk the body up as you do. Lean over to the right. Take that prop off to the side. Oh, take that right leg back. We're going to walk the hands forward as you do. Take that right leg back. Press into the right toes and the right ball of the foot, reaching out through that right heel. Maybe dropping your right hip just a little bit feels good. Maybe sliding that foot back and forth. And then let's come all the way down onto the mat. Bring the right ear to the mat. Palms face up next to the body. And just feel that space that you created in that right leg. Maybe rock the hip side to side. And then just kind of relax. That right leg should feel wider than the left leg and should feel longer than the left leg. Staying out of the thoughts of the head. Staying present. Take it to the other side. Bring the hands underneath those shoulders, elbows in. We'll just gently lift ourselves up, peeling up off of the mat. And then we'll bring that left leg forward. I'm going to turn around. You're going to bring that left knee forward. You're going to point that left toe away. You're going to be on the top of that right foot. Square off your hips. And then gently lower down over that left leg. Nice deep breaths. Staying out of the thoughts of the mind, staying present by taking in and being very aware of each breath, how it feels as it moves through the body. Maybe find energy lines moving through the body. And then let's gently walk the hands towards the body, sitting up here for just a moment. Maybe drop that right hip a little bit. Maybe press into that right foot, reaching out through the toe. Feel that stretch. And then let's take king pigeon. Let's come onto that left shin, placing that left heel on that muscle in between the legs. Maybe dropping the right hip a little bit, walking the hands towards the body. You can stay here. You can bring your hands up off of the mat to find balance. Rest your head in between those shoulder blades. And then gently come forward. As you do, you're going to fall onto that left hip, bringing your left foot up, bringing your left ankle and left knee up in alignment. And then you're just going to take your prop underneath that left leg long ways. It could be the block or blanket, whatever. And then you're just going to slowly lower down over that left leg. Taking full expression of pigeon here. Maybe feel the body softening slightly forward, so it kind of feels like you're leaning forward. Maybe bring that right, press into the top of that right foot, bringing the right knee up, and then softening it down, and then just allow yourself to breathe yourself forward. always being mindful of our bodies, listening to our bodies, especially when something is happening that doesn't serve us. And then let's just gently come all the way up out of your pigeon pose. Pause up at the top, maybe drop your right hip, press into the top of that right foot, bring that right knee up off the mat, maybe squeeze that right glute, and then just soften it down. Let's release that prop off to the side. We're going to take that left leg back, walk the hands forward as you do. Reach out through that left heel as you press into the toe and the ball of the foot. Feels good. Maybe roll the toes back and forth. And then we're going to come all the way down onto the mat. Let's bring the left ear to the mat this time. Palms face up next to the body. Maybe rock the hips side to side. Just relax. Nice deep breaths in. This is our opportunity in our yoga practice to give the breath the most awareness, the most attention. Let's bend those knees. Take the feet side to side. We're going to get a floor bow, another chest opener here, lower back. Take the feet together. I like to bring the toes together. Bring your chin towards the mat. Reach back and grab your ankles. If you can't reach your ankles, you can always just reach back and lift the body up. If you have the ankles, on an inhale, you're going to kick into your hands, lifting the chest up off of the mat. And then maybe just allow the body to rock itself back and forth as you focus on the breath. And then release on an exhale. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Press back. Child's pose. Third eye to the mat. Breathe. And then let's gently walk the hands towards the body. We're going to come up onto our knees. We're going to stay on our right knee and we're going to take our right foot out to the side. You're going to press to the outside of that right foot. Your right hand's going to stay on that right leg. You're going to bring your left hand up with the left palm facing over towards the right. Maybe bring your chin in alignment with your left shoulder and slide that right hand down that left leg as you bring the left hand overhead. Feel the stretch all along that left hand side. Maybe see what it feels like to bring your head and look down at your right leg as you reach out through your left middle finger. Slowly come all the way back up. Your left hand's going to come down. We're going to line up those shoulders. Right hand towards the sky. I like to bring my chin towards my right shoulder. Right hand overhead, right palm down as you reach out through that right middle finger into the outside of your right foot. Feel that stretch all along the left-hand side. This is a modified side plank. Gently come all the way back up. Slide that right hand down, left hand overhead. Take it back to the other side one last time. Left hand comes down. Line up the shoulders. Make all those adjustments. And then slowly come all the way back up. We're going to take it to the other side. Let's come onto that right knee. We'll take that left foot out to the side, reaching out to the outside of that left foot. We'll inhale, hands up at center. Left hand goes over that left leg. Chin comes in alignment with your right shoulder. Take that right hand overhead. You're pressing to the outside of that left foot as you slide your left hand down the leg. Maybe take the right shoulder slightly back. Slowly come all the way back up. Right hand comes down, light up the shoulders. Left hand overhead, chin alignment with that left shoulder, reaching out through that left middle finger, pressing to the outside of that left leg. And then slowly coming back up. One more time each side. Left hand goes down. Coming back up. Last time, right hand comes down, line up those shoulders, left hand overhead, feel that modified side plank. And then slowly come all the way up. We're going to come around onto our backs. You're going to bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Circles to the left and the right. And then let's come to center. We're gonna give ourselves a nice squeeze here. So take the hands as tight, lift the upper body. Draw those knees as close to the chest as you can. Wrap those arms around, squeeze in as tight as you can. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale, relax. Release fully and completely. Let the legs go out to straight. Palms face up next to the body, and just relax here. Let's take that block. We're going to take it long ways. Once again, walk the heels towards the glutes. Lift the hips towards the sky. Take that block on that flat part of that sacrum once again. And then let's just relax here. Maybe heel toe the feet out to the side if that feels good. Take the palms face up next to here. Dip the chin just a little bit. Maybe soften those shoulders towards the floor. Let's squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up towards the sky, take that block off to the side, one vertebra at a time, slowly lower all the way down. Maybe bring the heels in a little bit closer. We're going to take bridge pose, palms face down next to the body, press into the bottoms of the feet as you lift the hips and the glutes towards the sky. We're going to roll one shoulder at a time underneath you. If it feels good, you can keep your palms down on the ground or bring the hands to the hips to help lift the hips to give them a little bit more height. Just make sure that you're not leaning into them. Come up high off of those heels, pressing into the toes and the balls of the feet as you squeeze the glutes and press up through the hips. And then lower the heels towards the floor. Lift the toes and the balls of the feet up as you squeeze the glutes, press up through the hips. Maybe bring the knees slightly together. Bring the big toes slightly together. Slowly lower one vertebra at a time. Come all the way down. Knees into the chest, giving yourself that hug, little circles to the left and the right. And then let's take the heels close to the glutes. We're going to take that right ankle on top of that left knee. Take your right hand and just press that right knee away. And then release. You're going to roll your right ankle to the right and to the left. And then you're going to pull that left knee over towards the right with your right ankle. Your left foot will slightly go over to the left. And then you're going to feel a deep stretch all along the outside of that left leg. Feel it coming up into that left hip. If you bring your hands up over the hip, over the head, you can take that stretch up into the rib cage. Maybe drop that left shoulder just a little bit as your right foot pulls that left knee towards the floor. Deep breaths. And then I like to just soften that right foot off of that left knee. Let it fall to the floor and then just bring that left knee up and over. We'll bring that right leg up, taking it to the other side. You're going to take that left ankle on that right knee. Take your left hand and just press that left knee away. And then release. Your left ankle is going to pull that right knee over to the left. Your right foot will slightly go over to the right. You're going to feel that deep stretch on the outside of that right leg, up into the right hip, up into the right rib cage if you bring those hands up over the head. And then just feel that left leg pulling that right knee towards the floor. And then just let that left foot fall off of that right knee. And then gently come back up to center. Bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself a little circles to the left and the right. Give yourself that hug. And then bring the heels close to the glutes. We're going to take that left leg out to straight. We're going to swing. Actually, let's take the right leg out to straight. Swing that left leg around in the hip joint. Left hand, left knee, right hand, left ankle. Pull that left knee deep into that left armpit. Shoulder blades come flat to the mat. You dip the chin just slightly for further lengthening of the spine. Flex your right foot towards your face, squeezing the muscle to the bone in that right leg, that right glute as you reach out through that right heel. The whole body's engaged. The belly button's in nice and tight. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, just soften your right leg. Take your right hand on that left knee, pulling it across the body. Left hand will go out to the side. As you look over your left shoulder, feeling that side twist. As you exhale, relax that left hip joint to go deeper. Nice deep breaths. And then come back to center. Let's take that left leg out to straight. We'll bring that right leg around in the hip joint, right hand, right knee, left hand, right ankle. Pull deep into that right armpit as you lower the shoulder blades onto the mat. Dip the chin to slightly flex your left foot towards your face, squeezing the muscle to the bone in that left leg and that left glute, reaching out through that left heel. Toes come closer to the knee. Feel that full body squeeze here. And then soft, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, soften just your left leg. And then feel the left hand find the right knee, taking it across the body. Right hand out to the side as you look over your right shoulder. You're taking deep breaths in. As you relax, you're softening that right hip to go deeper. Come back to center, release that right leg. Let's just take both legs out to straight, maybe wiggle around, maybe bring the knees into, actually let's bring the knees into the chest, toes together, hands on the knees. Let's make circles in the air with the knees. And take it in the opposite direction. Now take the legs out to straight, toes fan out to the side, palms face up, and just relax here, just breathe. I want to get a wheel pose in, so we're going to walk the heels towards the glutes. I'm going to speak us through wheel pose, or you can take another bridge pose by bringing those palms face down and lifting the hips up. Bring the hands out in front of you if you want to take that wheel pose, just like you're holding up the sky, and then you're going to bring those hands next to the ears. The fingertips will point towards the feet. As you lift the hips towards the sky, start to press through the palms of the hands to help lift the body up. If you can, come up off of those heels, maybe walk the feet a little bit closer. You can look in between the hands as you send the hips towards the sky. Deep breaths. Slowly lower all the way down. Bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Circles to the left and to the right. Take the legs out to straight. Palms face up next to the body. Let's take a couple breaths here, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. One more time, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. Just pause, feel the body. Maybe take the head and gently rock it side to side. And then let's just take our hand, take your left hand, and let's just pull on your left thumb and your forefinger, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky finger. And then doing the same on the left. And then massage out the hands. And then massage out each wrist. And then the forearms. And then the bicep and the tricep. Roll the shoulder, make sure you get the shoulder nice. And then getting that bicep and the tricep on the other arm and getting that other shoulder. And then we're going to cross at the elbows and then just kind of massage down the sides of the body, going as deep into the back, those shoulder blades. Sticking the hands underneath the shoulder blade and then massaging out the sides of the body and massaging the waist. Maybe take the hands to the lower back, massaging out the lower back, getting the ribs and the chest. And then we're going to, let's walk the heels towards the glutes and then lift the hips up just slightly and then massage out your glutes and just get the hips, the pelvic bone, and take the hands down the thighs, down the inner thighs and the outer thighs, getting the hamstrings. Bring the hands to the knees, maybe massaging out the knees and then massaging out those calf muscles. Maybe grabbing onto the toes and flexing the toes. And then once we get to the toes, get those heels and then soften those knees into those underarms for happy baby. Dip the chin just slightly, press the lower back into the mat, and you can rock your baby side to side, or you can just come to stillness. Just breathe. Just gently release, bring those knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. We didn't end up needing that strap today after all. Let's just roll around onto our bellies. We're going to get our arms a little bit more. Take that left arm forward and then take that right arm underneath with that right palm face up and rest your head over your right shoulder. Lift your head just slightly and look over your right shoulder. And then come back to center. We're going to release that right arm. We're going to take that right arm out to straight. We're going to take that left arm underneath with that left palm face up and rest our head over that left shoulder. And then lift your head just slightly and then look over your left shoulder. And then bring your head back to center. We're just going to gently release that left arm. Bring those hands underneath the shoulders and press yourself back once again into your child's pose. Third eye to the mat here. And then let's walk the hands towards the body, coming up, back around onto the mat. As you do, bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself that hug one more time. Little circles to the left and the right. For our inversion today, we're just going to take a dead bug. You can take that shoulder stand if you like. For dead bug, just bring the feet up. Bend the elbow or the knees just slightly. And then bring the hands up in front of you and then just zombie the hands here for dead bug. And just feel the blood flow and the energy flow moving from the fingertips and the toes into the hands and the feet. And then down the arms and the legs into the center of the body. Bringing fresh blood into the spine, into the heart center. Feeling everything coming in. And soften the legs back, little circles to the left and the right. Feel the body here. See if there's any movement that you feel like your body needs before we come into our final resting space of Shavasana for complete and total relaxation. We'll bring the palms face up next to the body. Just scan the body, relax, release any resistance, kind of wiggle around. If this is an uncomfortable position for you to lie flat on the back, you can always bend the knees, placing a blanket or a bolster underneath those legs to relieve some pressure off the lower back if that helps. You're going to dip the chin just slightly further, lengthening of the spine. Allow the toes to fan out to the side as we move into our final resting space of Shavasana for complete and total relaxation. Let's take some breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. Taking the deepest breath of the morning so far here, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. Stay with this deep breathing. Allow yourself the opportunity to stay out of the thoughts in the mind as we go through and we open up the chakras. You want to stay with this breathing to stay out of the thoughts of the mind. This allows you to stay present. If you find yourself being taken away, always bringing the awareness back to the breath, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, letting it go. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. Stay focused with the breath as I guide you through the meditation. Staying focused with the awareness of the breath and the feels of the body. Take your awareness to the pads of the fingertips and the pads of the toes and see if you can connect with the energy here by feeling that tingling sensation like you've placed them into sparkling water. Hold on to that energy as you soften the muscles of the face. Maybe feel the left and the right ear softening towards the floor. Feel that pressure point on the back of the head. Take the tongue to the roof of the mouth, stimulating 84 meridians, and then feel that energy rising up from the roof of the mouth out through the crown of the head. Softening the eyes and their eye socket, softening the nose and the lips. Softening the chin, softening the neck, feeling it pouring to the left and to the right. Softening the shoulders and the chest plate, the shoulder blades. Softening the left arm and the left hand and the left fingers. Softening the right arm, the right hand, and the right fingers. Softening the chest. Softening the center of the body. Feel the body pouring to the left and to the right. Softening the glutes, the pelvic bone, and the hips. Softening the left leg, the left foot, and the left toes. Softening the right leg, the right foot, the right toes. Without moving, feel the whole body completely and totally relaxed. Take your awareness to the pressure points where the body is connected to the earth at the back of the head, the backs of the hands, the heels, down the backs of the arms and the legs. And from these pressure points, wherever you're at, start to create roots below you like a tree. Feel the body being pulled closer to the earth as you ground. At the base of the spine, create a line of energy that connects to that pelvic bone. And then take that line of energy down past the roots below you like a tree, down into the earth's core. Circle up that earth core energy and then breathe it back up that line and into those roots as you fill the body up with the white light, cleansing, purging, and purifying. As you breathe the white light into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, feel that pause at the top of the breath where you're neither breathing in or breathing out, and then exhaling it back down through the body, feeling it layer by layer, sending it out through those pressure points into those roots, down that line around the earth's core. As you breathe it back up through the body once again. Breathe. Feel the complete and total stillness of the physical body here. Feeling those roots below you, that line that goes down around the earth's core. Feel that white light and that energy from the earth's core coming up that line and lighting up the pelvic bone, and then lighting up the whole skeletal system, lighting you up from the inside out, strengthening and healing the bones from the inside out, using those bones like a light bulb to light up the rest of the body as you cleanse, purge, and purify into the underlying layers of the skin. And then feel it moving beyond through the skin and out into the aura. Feel the whole body glowing from the inside out. Breathe. Without moving, feel the arms and the legs, the hands and the feet. Breathe. Feel the sound of the music ethereally moving the energy through the body, breaking up any blockages and disease, and just creating that space of health and well-being. Feel the stillness of the body. Feel white light in the very center of your palms, emanating out from the center of the palm up into the universe below you. Feel it moving through the palm, through the back of the hand and into the earth. Feel that tingling sensation on the pads of the fingertips, the pads of the toes. Create a line of energy from the third eye, moving from the center of the forehead and between the eyebrows out into the universe above, and then through the brain over the pineal gland, with the pineal gland in the center of that stream of energy as you take it out through that pressure point on the back of the skull. As you look through the skins of the eyes, see and feel the shape of your body lit up with the brightest of whitest lights, the skeletal system lit up even brighter, lighting you up from the inside out, the roots below you that line down around the earth's core. Take your awareness down around the earth's core, taking a deep breath in, breathing it up that line into those roots, filling the body up with the brightest of whitest lights, breathing it into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura. Feel that pause at the top of the breath where you're neither breathing in or breathing out, and then exhaling it back down through the body layer by layer. Let's do this together with the visualization and the breath. Inhaling through the nose. From the energy from my third eye to all third eyes, past, present, and future. Feel the third eyes opening as all of consciousness becomes more aware. Breathe. As you look through the skins of the eyes, see and feel the shape of the body lit up with the brightest of whitest lights. And then take your energy and your awareness to the first chakra located in between the legs at the base of the spine. As you direct your energy into this space, feel how it affects that muscle in between the legs, your sexual organs. This is our root chakra. As you bring the awareness into the space, the color is red. See the color red through the skins of the eyes, taking a deep breath in, breathing into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, feeling it on the exhalation, layer by layer, as it melts down through the body. As you send it out through those pressure points into those roots, down that line around the earth's core. As you breathe it back up through the body. Once again, feel the energy emanating in this space. How does the energy move through you as we move through the chakras? Is it spinning to the left or to the right? Is it expanding out like an inhalation and collapsing back into itself like an exhalation? Feel the energy here in this first chakra as we open up the chakra. This is where we master our body. This is where we ground and find our individuality, our security, our stillness. This is where we hold those opportunities of courage and patience, allowing yourself the opportunity to live your true, authentic life and the courage to speak your true, authentic voice. Remember, your true, authentic voice is not the thoughts of the mind, that's the egoic voice, but the thoughts of the intuition. And allow yourself the opportunity of courage to rewrite your story, to leave behind the stories of old that told you what life looks like and how it was meant to be lived, the American dream. Let all of those things go and rewrite your story, the story that serves you, the story that creates your highest enlightenment and changes all of consciousness. And then allow yourself the opportunity of patience with finding the courage to do so. Allowing yourself the opportunity of patience as you move throughout your day. Remember that everybody's coming from a different level of learning. Everybody's coming from a different level of consciousness, and knowing that and keeping that in your awareness. When it comes across your path, allow your opportunity of patience to flow through you as you honor the level of learning in others, as you honor the level of consciousness in others. Breathe. Without moving, feel the arms and the legs, the hands and the feet, feeling that energy at that first chakra with the brightest of reddest colors. And then feel that energy rising up at the center, the core of the body, up the spine from that first chakra. As it rises up into the second chakra, located just below the belly button, igniting the color orange. Seeing the color orange through the skins of the eyes here, taking a deep breath in, breathing it into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, feeling it on the exhalation, layer by layer, as it melts down through the body. As you send it out through those pressure points into those roots, down that line around the earth's core. As you breathe it back up through the body, once again, feel that energy pulsating at the second chakra with the color orange. This is where we give and receive, where we hold our emotions, where we hold health, family, and tolerance. This is where we create and assimilate to new ideas, and where we work harmoniously and creatively with others. Breathe. Without moving, feel the arms and the legs, the hands and the feet. Feel that energy pulsating through that red chakra and the orange chakra, moving up the center, the core of the body, up the spine as it slowly rises up into the third chakra, igniting the color yellow, located at the sternum where the ribs come together. Taking a deep breath in here, breathing it into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, feeling it on the exhalation, layer by layer, as it melts down through the body. As you send it out through those pressure points into those roots, down that line around the earth's core, as you breathe it back up through the body once again. Feel that energy coming in through that third chakra from the sky up above, just like the sun coming through the clouds towards the earth. Feeling that ray of light at the sternum moving through the body, out through the back of the body as you see the color yellow, breathing it into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, feeling it on the exhalation, layer by layer, as it melts down through the body. As you send it out through those pressure points into those roots, down that line around the earth's core. As you breathe it back up through the body once again, feel that energy in the first 3 chakras. Feel that energy at the 3rd chakra. This is where we hold our will and our personal power. This is where we awaken and transform, where we hold our humor, our laughter, and our own immortality, reminding yourself here that you are immortal, as you are part of that God source infinite energy. And remember that energy never dies. It only changes its vibration or form to allow for different experiences, just like that from a larva into a caterpillar and into a butterfly. Breathe. Feel the body and the energetic field transforming here. Without moving, feel the arms and the legs, the hands and the feet. Breathe. Feel the white light in the palms of the hands, the tingling sensation on the pads of the fingertips and the pads of the toes. Feeling that energy moving around in the red chakra in between the legs, orange just below the belly button, yellow at the sternum, and then rising up the center of the core of the body, up the spine, into the heart center, igniting the color green. Seeing the color green through the skins of the eyes here, opening up the heart to give and receive more love as you take a deep breath in, breathing it into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, feeling it on the exhalation layer by layer as it melts down through the body. As you send it out through those pressure points into those roots, down that line around the earth's core. As you breathe it back up through the body once again. Feel that energy surging through the heart center. Feel that energy coming from the sky up above into the heart, through the body and into the earth. This is where we hold divine and unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion, and understanding. And we show these things to ourselves first before we can authentically share them with another. This is where we balance, hold group consciousness, and our oneness with life. Breathe. Without moving, feel the arms and the legs, the hands and the feet. Feel that energy rising up the center of the core of the body, up the spine. Feel it rising up from the heart center and rising up into the throat center, igniting the color baby blue, clearing the throat chakra here for a clear voice and for clear communication. Seeing the color baby blue through the skins of the eyes, taking a deep breath in, breathing it into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, feeling it on the exhalation layer by layer as it melts down through the body. As you send it out through your pressure points into those roots, down that line around the earth's core. As you breathe it back up through the body once again. Feel that energy moving through this space. This is where we speak our peace, our truth, our wisdom, and our knowledge. And we choose to do it with honesty, reliability, gentleness, and kindness at all times. Never underestimate the power and the length and the ripple effect of your kind word, as your kind word may keep a person from harming themselves or harming another. Your kind word may change the thoughts in your mind towards yourself from a negative state into a positive state. Your kind words move through all of consciousness. So knowing that, choose kindness at all times. Kindness to your thoughts, to yourself in your head. Kindness to everyone else. Breathe. Choose kindness at all times. And in those moments where you're unable to speak a kind word, choose silence. Breathe. Without moving, feel the arms and the legs, the hands and the feet. Staying with the breath, staying out of the thoughts of the mind. If you're struggling with staying out of the thoughts of the mind, ask yourself the question, do you value those thoughts more than you value the opportunity of being still? Changing your energy, brain wavelengths, changing your energetic field, and the body from the inside out. Feel the energy rising up the center, the core, the body, up the spine, moving up past the throat center and igniting the color indigo, located at the third eye, located in the center of the forehead and between the eyebrows. Feel that stream of energy from the sky up above coming through the third eye, over that pineal gland and out through the pressure point on the back of the skull as it turns that energy into the color indigo. See it through the skins of the eyes here. Breathing it into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, feeling it on that exhalation as you melt it through the body layer by layer, sending it out through those pressure points into those roots, down that line around the earth's core. As you breathe it back up through the body once again. Feel that energy here surging through the third eye, cleansing the pineal gland, allowing us more access to those parts of the brain we're currently detached from. Feel a ripple of energy from your third eye moving through the brain, through the body, and through all of consciousness. This is where we hold our spiritual will, our clairvoyance, concentration, peace of mind. This is where we hold our intuition, our true voice, and not the workings of the mind. And where we hold our imagination that creates our best life, our imagination that moved us into new earth, our imagination that heals our bodies from the inside out. Breathe. Never underestimate the power of your visualization and your imagination. Without moving, feel the arms and the legs, the hands and the feet. Breathe. Feel that energy rising up from the first chakra into the color red, into the orange below the belly button, yellow at the sternum, green at the heart center, baby blue at the throat, indigo at the third eye, and rising up into the crown of the head, igniting the color violet. The final and seventh chakra here, taking a deep breath in, breathing into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, feeling the color violet melting through the body layer by layer as you send it out through those pressure points into those roots, down that line around the earth's core. As you breathe it back up through the body, feel that energy spinning around at the crown of the head like a halo. This is where we hold the unification of the higher self with our human personality, our oneness with the infinite, which we are, for there is no separation one from another. This is where we hold wisdom, devotion, selfless service, and our continuity of consciousness. New earth is selfless service. What are you doing to serve yourself? Self-care. What are you doing to serve others? Selfless service. Acts of kindness. Acts of compassion, creating space for others. Breathe. As you look through the skins of the eyes, see and feel the shape of the body lit up with the brightest of whitest lights, with the rainbow going down the center of the body. The reason why we all connect with the rainbow in the sky is it already resides within our being. As you take a deep breath in, breathe into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, feeling that pause at the top of the breath where you're either breathing in or breathing out, and then exhaling it through the body layer by layer, sending it out through those pressure points into those roots, down that line around the earth's core. On your next deep breath in, breathe up from that earth's core, up the line into those roots, breathing into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura, and then take your spiritual visualization of the body lit up with the brightest of whitest lights, with the rainbow moving down the center, and allow it to separate from the physical body as it hovers. On the exhalation, feeling the physical body melting into itself layer by layer. Notice the duality of the light and etherealness of the spiritual self, and the physical heaviness of the body, feeling grounded and centered to the earth. On your next deep breath in, breathe back up into the outer layers of the skin and beyond through the aura. Grab back onto your spiritual visualization, and on the exhalation, melt it back into the body, bringing them back together again, layer by layer. Breathe. breathe. Just observe. Remember that you are God's source energy in this body, holding the vibration of this body. You are God's source energy holding that vibration of the earth below you. Feel the energy intermingling with the physical body and the earth. Remember that we are all connected, that there is no separation, and the only thing that keeps us separate are the thoughts of the mind. And again, we're here to master those thoughts. We're here to remember who we truly are. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Exhaling, letting it go. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, letting it go. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. Just breathe. Observe. Feel. So you feel the stillness of the body, the silence of the mind. Feel that space you've created. Feel the music pouring through, that energy moving around, maybe feeling tingling sensation throughout the body. Feel the creation above you, to the left and to the right and below you. Feel the creation within you, creation, the creator that you are. And then without using the mind to come back into a more aware and awakened state, just feel the body and see how the body chooses to manifest itself back into a more aware and awakened state. That may look and feel like wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe that looks like moving into a stretch. Maybe it's simply opening the eyes and allowing the body to wake up around the eyes. And then when you're ready, slowly coming onto your left or your right hand side and just coming into the fetal position and honoring this position, as this is the position we came into this lifetime in, and this is how we'll go forward, having cleansed, purged, and purified our bodies to the gene core cell level with the white light, having released those blockages and dis-ease and created that space for health and wellness. Take a moment and show gratitude to all of those things outside of the physical body. Take a moment and show gratitude to all those things that we take for granted. A roof over our head, food in our mouths, running water, clean water, temperate climates in our homes where we live on this planet, and freedom. Know that true freedom only comes by going within, rediscovering who you truly are, without the stories, permission of others. Take a moment and show gratitude to the physical body, the heart, the liver, the lungs, the kidneys, the pineal gland, the skeletal system, the nervous system, the skin. Take a minute and show gratitude to all of those things working in unison outside of the physical body, the sun and the moon and the stars, the space in between the earth. Know that everything that you put into your body comes from this earth, is of this earth, and everything we give back. We're the perfect ecosystem. The earth needs us, and we need the earth in order to have this human physical experience. Feel great gratitude. And then when you're ready, slowly coming up into a seated position and bringing your hands to your heart center. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out your mouth to seal off your practice. On all planes of consciousness, in any and all dimensions, in the north, south, east, west, above, below, and within, around everything that ever was in our past, everything that is right here in this present moment, and everything that will be in our futures. We cast the rings past not of air, of earth, of fire, of metal, of wood, of water, and of spirit. May that which comes to us, may that which comes from us, and may that which comes through us, may it always be the all's own pure love, truth, life, light, and wholeness.
We are all one held in the infinite living mind of the all, and there is no separation one from another. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti means peace, peace, peace. Namaste means the inner light in me honors and sees the inner light in you. Namaste. Yay, go out, celebrate life, spread love, peace, kindness, compassion, and understanding. I'm going to the beach. Thank you for joining me. I love you. Namaste.